Uh, Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Gooner. And this is going out on my Facebook page as well as on my YouTube channel. So welcome to the show. And yeah, we're going to be previewing the game tomorrow after the heroics of this weekend. Listen, we're back in action again tomorrow, and we're away to Aston Villa. And joining me this evening is Simpy. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, Daniel. Thanks for having me on.
And listen, just touching on Saturday's game. How did you listen? It was a great performance, wasn't it? What did you make of it yesterday? On Saturday,
I was completely shocked, really. Going into the game, same as the Liverpool game, I expected kind of a 3-1 loss. I think like when the ball kicked off for the start of the game, they were pretty much kind of all over us, and it was like, when are we going to touch the ball? And then obviously we ended up winning the game, and I was shocked. And then when that second goal came through, obviously with was it Pepe kind of leaning on Walker and someone else was at him, pings that ball to Tierney, who chipped it over the top, and Aubameyang one-on-one with Edison, doesn't put it around him, doesn't put it over him, puts it straight through his legs to get that second goal. And that second goal was huge. Because once we had that, we shut out the game. And then we had players like Granit Xhaka and David Luiz who were literally doing everything possible to stop. They were just jumping into players, sliding players, blocking everything. But I can't believe it. And then obviously last night we found out that we were going to be playing against Chelsea in the final. So hopefully it's revenge for Baku, but we'll see.
Yeah, and that's it. You know, listen, we always seem to late get Chelsea in the finals.
Yeah,
you know, because you think, right, when you look on it, you know, we've had, although we've played crap in most of the seasons, you look at it, we've almost practically got to a final in nearly every season. You know, so like this year we got to the FA Cup final. Last year we got to the Europa. The year before we got to the Carabao Cup final. I think it was the year before we got to the Carabao Cup final. And then the year before that, obviously, was the FA Cup final. And then in 2015, 2014, got to the Cup final. So really, although we've had a shit decade, we have actually got to quite a few finals with, you know, which is probably the easiest way of looking at it.
Yeah, it's not bad for pretty much the worst Arsenal team in recent history that we've got all the way to FA Cup final, beaten Liverpool and Man City in the same week. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Yeah. Listen, big up to everybody in the chat. Who have we got in the chat, Simply? I'm not looking at the chat at the moment. So who have we got?
So we got Miss Molina, big up Miss Molina,
Yeah.
Liam Damon, Cheddars, Football with Brownie, Steve Arsenal, the Arsenal Misfit.
Yeah.
We've got Taib, we've got Omar, we've got Liam Talks Football, and we've got Grant McRoberts.
Okay, yeah. So got quite a few people watching tonight. So yeah, big up to all of you. For some reason, I don't think it's showing in the Facebook chats. I don't think anybody's watching on Facebook, but I don't think it's showing the comment. It's not showing. You know, like how on sometimes it shows. You know, it shows you the viewers on Facebook and the viewers, but it's only showing the ones on YouTube. So we obviously haven't got any watchers on Facebook, but that's all right. They can watch it on playback. So yeah, Aston Villa, how are you feeling about it tomorrow? Obviously, after all the drama of Saturday, and then obviously on Wednesday against Liverpool, we've had a pretty intense week. How are you feeling about it?
Well, that's the thing. I think I kind of wrote off the Liverpool and Man City game thinking we wouldn't really get anything out of it. And I was expecting this Aston Villa and Watford game to be the two games where we could actually pick up 6 points. I'm confident because there's all the reason to be really with what we've seen in recent games. Aston Villa, yeah, they're at the bottom, but I think tomorrow, actually, depending on results, I'm thinking tomorrow could be like their final fight for their life, really. So they'll be putting everything down to stay in the Premier League, because I think, just looking at the table, I think there's still actually a chance that they can stay in the table. I think can stay in the Premier League. So they're not going to. I know they've been pretty much quite bad form. Just looking at here, they've pretty much lost a lot of games. The only game they seem to win in the past 10 games was against Crystal Palace. So they'll be. We know they're bad. They've got a couple of good players in there, but yeah, I think I'm confident for this one. This is probably the only game I've been confident in for the whole season, apart from the Norwich game. But yeah, I'm confident. Depends what players are going to play as well. Obviously, we've heard that Mustafi is going to be out now because of his knee injury that we saw in the game against Man City. So hopefully he'll be back soon. We probably want to give some players some rest, but I don't know now because I think we've still got 6 days actually. So we've got the Aston Villa game, then we've got the Watford game on Sunday. Then I think we've got 5 or 6 days rest before the cup final. So I don't know if it's worth Arteta playing a full strength team now. I suppose we've not got anything else really to go for. I think looking at the table, I think there's still a chance we could actually get 6th or 7th. Yeah, there's still a chance we could get 6th or 7th. 7th or 8th actually. But yeah, sorry to go on a rant, but yeah, I think this is pretty much. I think this is a comfortable 3 points. I'll say this now, but don't play this back to me if we do end up drawing or losing.
Yeah, and listen, we definitely need to give some players some rest. And I'm actually a little bit. I wouldn't mind. And I know this is going to sound pretty bad for saying this, but even if we went and we didn't perform against Aston Villa, listen, our league form is dead. And knowing how much the last 2 games will have taken out of the players, listen, I obviously want us to win the game. Of course I do. But if we didn't, you could sort of understand it because let's be honest, right? Most of these players haven't got the mental capabilities to perform against the big teams or to do it on a consistent basis. But they did. They'd done it against Liverpool and they'd done it against Man City, and that would have taken a lot out of them because, listen, their concentration, you could see on Saturday that their concentration levels was on it. They were on it for 90 minutes. And that was one of my biggest criticisms of these players. Can they be on it for 90 minutes and stick to a game plan? And that was my worry before going into the Man City game, and they did. They done it. They proved me wrong. Even Aubameyang proved me wrong because for months and ever since he's been at Arsenal, I've been criticising him for the fact that he's not really done it in the big games. But he blew that completely out of the water on Saturday, and I just wonder if these players are going to be mentally tired tomorrow. Physically as footballers, they're probably going to be up for it. But I'm just wondering, mentally, are they going to have the same desire? Because let's be honest, right? None of them want to get injured before the cup final. Because let's be honest, right? There's nothing to play for in the league apart from finishing up the table as high as possible. Whereas the cup final we are effectively 90 minutes away from Europa League football again. Everything starts again. We hit the reset button. So everything is on the FA Cup final. And I don't think these players are going to want to push themselves and risk getting injury. Listen, we know how our injury list is currently bad. And we know that players consistently this season for us have got injured. So I'm just wondering whether there's going to be wholesale changes with the cup final in mind. And listen, let's not forget that it's going to be a big feather in Arteta's cap if we win the FA Cup. Listen, he's only been in the job since mid to end of December. And if he wins a cup out of it, then listen, what a way to start off your managerial career, and what a way to start off your Arsenal career as manager. So I'm just wondering if all the eggs are going to be thrown into that cup final.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, because one thing as well I've mentioned is it's looking like it was last season, the Europa League final. So obviously Chelsea are looking like they've got Champions League football, and even if they don't, they're going to get Europa League. So there's that option. So Chelsea kind of don't need the FA Cup as much as we do, which is kind of like last season when we had to win that Europa League final to get Champions League, because obviously we ended up being in the Europa League again. The only thing is, I think this season it's going to be a different result, hopefully, anyway, in that final. But yeah, I completely agree with you, Daniel, with the wholesale changes. The only players I think might play is Aubameyang, for example. He still could actually get the golden boot. So he's got two opponents now, Villa and Watford, who, looking at the league positions, defensive record, he's got a good chance there to catch up to Vardy and Ings. So there's an option there, because I think he's only 2 goals to match Vardy's record. So he could easily grab some goals there. But he's a player we definitely need in the final against Chelsea of all teams. Lacazette, again, I don't know what happened to him. Pretty much since the restart, he suddenly woke up and became the player that we all signed. And Ceballos as well is another player that's kind of woken up as well, realizing, I don't know if he's thinking to himself, right, if Arsenal want to keep me, I've got to step up. Or if Real Madrid want me or someone else wants me, I've got to step up, and he's doing a good job. But yeah, I think like you said, it's all about rotation. I've seen some people in the chat saying as well about should throw everything at the cup final. But yeah, I think it's just about using the squad depth that we've got to fill in those positions, not make loads of changes, but a couple of midfield changes, or do like we did against, it was Liverpool, wasn't it? We started Aubameyang on the bench, and I remember everyone was like, Aubameyang on the bench? We're going to lose 5-0 now instead of 5-1 or something like that. And then he ended up bringing on Aubameyang, and Aubameyang, yeah, obviously played quite well. But that could be an option. He could be playing players for just a certain amount of minutes, or bringing them on or taking them off early. But yeah, and everyone in the chat saying about wearing a hat. The reason I'm wearing a hat is my sister cut my hair, and my hair is awful, so I'm going to be wearing a hat until it grows back. So yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing things in the chat. Everybody's bigging up for everybody's saying that apparently you're preparing your new rap album or something. But yeah, what sort of a game are you expecting tomorrow from Villa? What sort of a game? Because listen, they're fighting for survival. And listen, it is away, and historically our away record is shocking. So what sort of a game are you expecting from both teams?
So this is the thing. So you mentioned, obviously, Arsenal, we don't really have anything to play for in the league apart from kind of pride, because we don't want to end up finishing down in 11th, 12th, or actually in 10th, 9th. We can still catch up to Tottenham. Mathematically, yeah, we can, yep. But obviously they may finish above us. Villa, like you said, this is all they've got to play for now. I think who are they playing? They've got Arsenal, and then they've got West Ham. So there's a chance there for them to stay up potentially. But like you said, West Ham have got Man United, and actually ignore West Ham because West Ham are safe. So just come back. Yeah. So it's only Watford above them in 34 points. So obviously Watford play Man City next, and then after Man City, they've got Arsenal. So if Villa ended up drawing against us and beating West Ham, that could make the table very interesting. So there's still a chance for them to stay up. Same as Bournemouth. Bournemouth have played one extra game, haven't they? Yeah, there's still a chance for Villa to stay up. So I think they'll put everything into this game. They're a very, very physical team as well. Do pick up a lot of yellow cards, which is something that we're not that physical in. So that could be a potential warning. Just depends on the type of players that Arteta will use. Obviously, players to watch are the McGinn, Grealish, players like that, really. But I think with some of the subs he's made in the past, I think everyone will be able to stick to Arteta's game plan. So we'll probably see a back three again, or maybe a back two of David Luiz and probably Rob Holding. And then maybe in the midfield, start some players like Willock, or start a Nelson or something, and then bring on a Pepe or a Ceballos or some players like that. Yeah, just balance out the minutes, but don't forfeit the games, but just go for it. Go for it, really, because got nothing to lose.
Yeah, it's going to be a listen. I'm not, like I said. I think it's going to be a bit of a dead game, if I'm being honest, with Villa. You know, I think it's going to be, after all the hype of Man City and Liverpool. You know, we played so well in those games. I think, knowing these group of players, I think it's going to be. I don't think they're going to be as up for it. And I think now that they're in a final, I think their minds are going to be on that final. I do think that they'll try and perform to try and get a start in that final. But yeah, I'm just a little bit. I have to be honest. I am looking forward to this game tomorrow, but we haven't really got a lot to play for in this game. It's going to be one. I've just got a feeling it's going to be like a friendly game, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing we've got. I think what I wanted to see is kind of consistency, you know, like you mentioned, because we always end up like pulling out a big result and then we end up playing someone else and we end up, just flattening again. I'd love to see like consistency, even if we don't play Villa off the park, as long as we keep up kind of that high tempo. But obviously we want to control ourselves. I think that's something over the summer, maybe, well, not over the summer actually, because we're in the summer, but over the small week or 2 weeks break for pre-season, we've got no idea how long that's going to be. Maybe doing what Arteta's done since he's come in. Obviously, we've seen the press. We've been pressing a lot higher and a lot faster as well. Maybe that's something over the summer we can perform. So when it does come, we can try and do it throughout the whole season. But yeah, I just think it's about swapping players. Obviously, there's no one who works at Aston Villa is that used to. Who's been at Aston Villa? Was it Senderos? There's no one at Aston Villa that Arsenal are like, you know what, we'll give you some points so you can stay up. But yeah, I think we should win this game. If we don't, it's going to be another Twitter storm towards Arsenal fans.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little bit uninspired about this game. So simply, what we're going to do is listen. If you, I'll come to you, and if you go through your lineup, who you would like to see, and then I'll do mine.
Okay. What, shall I go first? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously Martinez in goal. Now, do we want to play a back three against this opponent? I'm sticking with it. Right. So yeah, I'll probably down the back. I'll probably actually down the back. So the back line, I'll put in Cedric. Give Bellerin a rest because he's actually played quite well the past few games. Put Cedric on the right because he's obviously had the rest because he's cup tied. Then I'll put in Holding, David Luiz, and do I want to rest Tierney? Or do I want to play Tierney or Kolasinac? Maybe put in Kolasinac actually, because I think this is a game we can get away with his mistakes. And then I'll put Tierney on the back. I was thinking about putting Socrates in, but obviously I've said this before. I think Socrates is on his way out in the summer as he seems to just be completely voided out of the team. So yeah, I'd go with Tierney, Kolasinac, Holding, Luiz, and Cedric. Maybe not in that order at the back line, but we'll see. Then in front of them, I'll probably put in Torreira, Xhaka, Ceballos, Willock maybe. Because I want to get some of the young players some time. Then Nelson probably on the right wing, left wing, Saka up top. Up top, I'll go with Aubameyang because I know Aubameyang wants to get that golden boot. So I'll go with Aubameyang. See how the game goes, and then potentially then take off Tierney towards the end, give him some rest, then push Kolasinac out to the left back, go with back four, and then bring on someone like a Niles maybe in midfield to just roam the park. Just depends on the game plan as well. And Arteta seemed to have got the game plan really well, like with the Wolves bringing on Maitland-Niles to shut down Traore, which worked. But yeah, I'd go with that. Because looking at the table and like the stuff we mentioned, these two teams are at the bottom for a reason. Obviously, they've had some good games and some really bad games, but it's all about balancing the team and just get ready for the final, get our players ready. I think like Steve said in the chat, so big up Steve. He said we've still got those those remaining spots to be gained. So we can still get 56, 59. We can still finish 7th or 8th potentially in the table, which wouldn't be too bad. Like you said, Daniel, at the start, if Arteta can get us from being where we were in the table, get us up to 7th or 8th, get us into an FA Cup final, win the FA Cup final potentially, and then a trophy in his first half a season, performed quite well with some of these really bad players, then he's got a message to say to the board, look, in my first half of the season, I've got us to an FA Cup final, I've won us an FA Cup, I've performed miracles with this squad. What are you going to give me to get us to that next step next season? So that's something I go for. But yeah, that's the team I'd go for then, Daniel. If you can remember any of that I just said.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to read the chat as well. So did you give your score prediction, or did you? Sorry, I was the.
Oh yeah, sorry, completely forgot my score prediction. Yeah. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Arsenal win.
2-0 Arsenal win.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so my lineup is it's tricky because I do think he's going to rest some. And personally, who I'd like to see, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Mustafi. So no, obviously Martinez in goal. This obviously goes without saying. Then I think it's going to be Mustafi, Holding. Do you know what I do? I do actually think. I do think it'll be Mustafi, Holding, and.
Daniel, sorry to jump in. Mustafi's out.
Mustafi's out, is he? Oh
yeah,
shit! Okay.
If you remember, he was hobbling off. So he's got a right hamstring sustained during the FA Cup semi-final, currently being assessed to determine recovery timescale, but will not be available for Aston Villa. So maybe he'll be back for Watford. But I was saying this earlier on Twitter, Daniel. I said if you showed everyone the tweets of people saying when they brought out the Mustafi injury update, everyone was like, "No, Mustafi, no, get well soon, Mustafi, no." I was like, if you showed me that a year ago, I would have said, "Is this a joke? Is this real?" But yeah,
it is, man. Our flipping fan base is just Jesus Christ. Our fan base is just so reactionary.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So that will be Holding. Socrates.
Mm-hmm.
And Kolasinac with then obviously going into the midfield, I think it will be Xhaka and Ceballos, because I think he'll stick with that because that's working quite well. Wing backs, Bellerin and Tierney. I think he'll stay with Tierney. And then I think up front it will be Nelson on the right, Lacazette through the middle, and Bukayo Saka on the left. I think he'll give Aubameyang a rest.
Yeah,
this game, save him for the final.
Yeah, the only reason I put in Aubameyang is just because of that golden boot thing. I think he'll be urging Arteta to kind of play him because he is on 20 goals and Vardy's on 22, but Vardy and Ings have played a game, so he's got that chance to catch up really. He needs 2 goals against Villa and then a couple of goals against Watford, and he can secure it again for 2 seasons in a row, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah. What are people saying in the chat, Simpy? Who have we got? Just do the most recent chat.
So yeah, Power of Zen, big up Daniel and Simpy. I hope you're having a nice evening. Yeah, big up Power of Zen. Hoya hi. The Revenite has gone for a 2-0 Arsenal win for me. I agree. So big up Revenite. Then Taib was saying about Leicester City being the biggest bottle jobbers this season, which is so true. Taib's nervous about the final. Steve, yep. We have to play. We have to play to win all remaining games, as there are still spots to be gained. True. Yeah. Has anyone else drop your lineups and predictions down in the chat if you can, and then we can see how yours did.
Drop them in.
Did you say your prediction, Daniel? I can't even remember. Did you say?
Oh shit! No, I didn't. Fucking hell! Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I honestly do think it's going to be a dull game. Yeah, I think Lacazette will score, and then I think probably Grealish will probably score for Villa.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Like Grealish has been invisible since what, January. So to get him a goal back, getting back on form just as he plays, I wouldn't be surprised there.
Yeah, that's mad. That is mad. So Simpy, you read out some chats for a second. I just want to go and check something. I'm just going to mute my mic for a second.
No worries. Okay, so where have we got to then? Big up everyone. So what we're saying, Brownie, oh god. Jeez, Brownie, you're a madman. Hoyer, 2-0, CR7, 2 goals. Damn. Big up Miss Melina, CR7 beast. And Taib needs a new phone. Or does he need repairing? Taib, big up Taib. Don't hit me, Taib. Don't hit me, Taib. What else have we got in the chat? Let me know your score predictions, everyone, for Aston Villa versus Arsenal tomorrow. Like we were saying, Eddie Nketiah is also back, so you can use Eddie Nketiah. It's got Eddie Nketiah, Pablo Mari, Martinelli, Chambers still out, Cedric is available, Leno's still out, and Mustafi's out. Bad for Leicester City. They have a great starting 11, but no depth. There's no cup injuries they had. Yeah, true, Steve. They had, what was it? Pereira was out. That was the biggest hit. And Chilwell was in and out of the team all the time. And Maddison's been in and out as well. And he's been out for quite a while now. Vardy was on that really bad run of form. And since Christmas, they've been losing games. And that's why they were so comfortable in that third position. And now they might not even get top 5, which is really bad. But yeah. You back, Daniel?
Yeah. There we go. I was just checking something.
Okay.
But yes, it's all good. So yeah, yeah. Listen. So what are they saying in the chat? What are they predicting? Has anybody put their predictions in?
Not yet. No. Not yet. It was just Revenite at the moment with his 2-0. And obviously we've got my 2-0 and your 1-1.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, then we'll what we'll do is we'll wrap up just a short preview today. But yeah, listen, simply just tell everybody about your channels and platforms.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, the Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube just here, Simpy141. So yeah, just do pretty much anything really. So the odd FIFA video, Call of Duty, Fortnite, and then the odd Arsenal review, random videos to be honest. So yeah, we do the previews and watch-alongs mainly, on the Blind Gooner, and then anything else really. I just pick up. And also I forgot that the main thing we do is the Fantasy Premier League show, which I do that. Obviously next week's the last one, so I think on Friday night will be the final show. So we'll be making our teams for that final push for the top of the table. And yes, Steve's just said as well, he's just real quick, Daniel, he said 3-0 with Aubameyang getting a hat-trick, which is good.
Yeah, that's wow. Aubameyang getting a hat-trick. Listen, yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be a 1-1. I really do.
Okay.
Yeah, and so yeah, do go and check out Simpy's channel. Do go and did you give a shout out to your Twitter as well, or
yeah, it's just Simpy141. You're just here.
Yeah,
some people want
so
to put on.
go and check those out, and also do go and check out my Facebook page as well, the Blind Gooner, and then my Twitter. Please, everybody, go and like my Facebook page as well. I'm trying to get that moving a bit more now. So yeah, like I say, any content that I do here on YouTube as well is also going to go on my Facebook page. So yeah, do go and check that out. And yeah, listen, the watch along, I believe, is going to be on Ryan's channel tomorrow. Obviously, if that changes, I'll let you guys know. But as it stands, I think it's going to be there on his channel. So it won't be on this channel. But on Wednesday, the review and player ratings will be on this channel.
There'll be tens for everyone.
Listen, I don't think it's going to be quite that, but yeah, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, do drive the likes up. Do subscribe here if you are new to the channel. And yeah, like I say, please do go and check out my Facebook page, The Blind Gooner. Really appreciate that. Let's try and hit 100 likes on there. And yeah, let's try and get that moving a bit more. And yeah, listen, until Wednesday. Actually, I might be back with a video show tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure yet. But until Wednesday, until the review and player ratings, then yeah, listen, I'm going to sign off for the evening. And yeah, take care of yourselves.
Cheers, everyone. Bye.